Okay, let's see if we can get this going. Hopefully my voice is working. Just check if it is working. It's 2 a.m. in England. I've got work tomorrow, but been working on videos all day today. Yeah, that is working. That's good. So, I got 7 out of 9. When I got this tip wrong, I was confident I could have got a 9 if I just tipped Port Adelaide, but then Richmond lost anyway. So, not Richmond, sorry, Melbourne. Sorry, Richmond fans, I don't know. I got you mixed up. Sorry, Melbourne lost. So I wouldn't have got 9 anyway. But I took a risk with Essendon just because I thought, hey, there's a bit of a buy-around curse. And also, you know, when a team's on such a long win streak, there's always a loss coming at some point. So I thought, oh, maybe they could do it. But now that they've beaten Essendon, I think they'll go 15 unbeaten. I think they'll win the next 3 games, including Collingwood. So, yeah, I think Port Adelaide will win the next 3 rounds. But, yeah, I thought they'd lose to Essendon. I genuinely thought Essendon could do it. You know, they've been close twice this year. But I didn't predict that because Essendon were close at the Oval. It's not because of that. But because of the way the season has gone, the Dons have played pretty well. They've been competitive even when they've lost. So I just thought they'd beat Port Adelaide. I thought it was possible. And it was possible until Port Adelaide kicked after the siren. For me, this is game of the season. Like, it was incredible. And I'm so glad I watched that live. I'm so glad. Because that was the most incredible thing. This, however, was atrocious. Even though it was a draw. My word, the amount of errors in that game. But yeah, I got the first 5 right, strong start. The one I got wrong was an after the siren kick. So, you know, it's not too bad. Got Carlton right, got St Kilda right. It's just that I got Melbourne wrong. So, you know, not a bad tipping round, you know. The 2 I got wrong, yes, one was a risk, but I only just lost. And the other one was a big surprise. So, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's not a 9. I got 6 out of 6 this season. I think I got 8 out of 9, but I haven't got a 9 out of 9 yet. I have got it in previous years, but not this year. I still got a few chances to do it, but I feel like round 16 was as close as I could get, even though I think I got an 8 in this season as well. Richmond-Sydney is a huge game. If you lose, you're 100% down and out. If you win, you at least got a sniff, got a bit of a chance. At this point, I'm not sure I can see either team making it. Just looking at the 8, you got the Saints, the Dogs, the Crows, the Dons, Geelong. I think 4 of those 5 make it. I could be wrong. You know, maybe the Giants have a late surge. Maybe Freo wake up. Maybe Gold Coast have a great run. But that's the thing. Like, if anyone else breaks into that 5, it will be one of those 3, wouldn't it? Not actually. I don't think the Giants will be there. I know they're level with Freo and Gold Coast, but I mean, like, if anyone's breaking in there, it'll be obviously Geelong, and then either Freo or Gold Coast. I can't see Sydney, Carlton, or Richmond finishing above that many teams to get in the 8. Be lucky if we get even one of them in the 8, to be honest. So probably good betting odds on that. Hello, Mr. Cat, how you doing? Hello, Joey Boy, how you doing? But yeah, like from 5th to 9th, I think 4 of those make it. I could be wrong. But I don't see the Giants, Freo, Sydney, Carlton, Richmond being good enough. I could potentially see the Gold Coast Suns having a good run, but they need to win games ASAP. And they got Port Adelaide away next, so never mind that. But we'll see. Like, you know, it's looking interesting here, though. And obviously Melbourne have been dragged into a little bit. I think Melbourne will be fine. I think they'll ultimately make the 8. But the fact that they're now level with Saints and Dogs just below them, and only 4 points ahead of 7th and 8th is quite interesting. And they're under pressure now. They've got St Kilda next, and then they got Brisbane. So, you know, if they lost both of those games, suddenly a comfortable top 4 looks like a possible just 8th place. David Davis pissing off Geno's fans even more. Is it really pissing them off? I mean, Giants fans, or all 5 of them, if they're watching, right? Do you really think you're making the 8? I don't think so. I don't. Come on now. Yes, they've won some good games. Of course, you know, beating Melbourne is huge. It's massive. But look at the teams above them. There's no way they're breaking in there. No way. No chance. No chance. Anyway, Richmond, Sydney. As I said, winner will get a sniff, losers 100% out, but they're probably both out. Is the point I was trying to make. It took me too long to make that point. This is a toss-up, honestly. It could be anything. Looking at the errors Sydney made last week against Geelong, I don't have trust in them. But Richmond aren't exactly that trustworthy either. They're below Sydney on percentage, but the point is they equal with Sydney, and Sydney are incompetent. So I don't know where that grand final team went, but they got smashed. They got smashed again, and I don't know. They still got the same players. It's not like they've got players that know how to make it to a grand final. Where has that team gone? Yes, I know they got smashed, but my word, this is worse than Adelaide's fall off, and bloody and maybe not as bad as the Giants' fall off, to be honest. Hello Mason, how you doing? They've won 4 of the last 5, and they have beaten Melbourne and Adelaide. We shall see. They beat Geelong too. To be fair, that's a regular result. I'm pretty sure they've beaten Geelong at the GMHBA like 3 times now. Don't know if it was the last 3 years in a row, but like recently they play the GMHBA well. They like the dimensions, but still, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. All right. Who they got next? Hawthorn. Oh, they're gonna beat us. Anyway, I'll come back to this because I'm really not sure because I don't trust either team. Collingwood, I think, could beat Western Bulldogs, but I would not count the Western Bulldogs out of it. It's just that I saw the proof a few weeks ago at Marvel. They had 2 big games at Marvel where they played well most of it, and then towards the end, they couldn't keep up. And that was Port Adelaide, and the week before, who did they play the week before? And Geelong, yeah, they played Geelong. Geelong was the game where they kept up for 3 quarters, and then the last quarter they forgot to kick straight. And then the week after was Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide were better. They outclassed them. But Western Bulldogs made a few errors here and there. Goal kicking wasn't good enough in certain parts of the game. They could have competed with Port Adelaide. But yeah, just after seeing those 2 games, both at Marvel, I'm thinking the Magpies will do them as well. Especially after that smash against Gold Coast. They have good momentum. Brisbane, West Coast, that's the easiest tip I'll do this round. Giants v Hawthorn. Giants will win. This is. I'm gonna go with Melbourne, but that's because the Saints also have dipped a bit in form. I know that sounds silly to say because they're 5th, but you know the form they had in the first few rounds, it kind of dipped a little bit. They're sort of like on and off. So I don't know which St Kilda will turn up. Then again, I don't know which Melbourne will turn up. Melbourne have not been good the last few weeks, but they did beat Collingwood, so we don't know which side of Melbourne and which side of St Kilda will turn up. I'm going with Melbourne because I trust them a bit more. Port Adelaide, I think, will beat Gold Coast. Geelong, as I said, by the way, Port Adelaide, lock it in. 15 wins in a row. Okay, they'll win their next 3, including Collingwood. Port Adelaide will beat Collingwood. Okay, lock it in. Okay, it's happening. If it doesn't happen, then I don't know. Geelong will beat North Melbourne. Essendon v Adelaide. Very interesting. Last week it was the Power. This time it's the Crows. I'm going to go to give them the edge this time. I have seen enough from them in multiple games. Even games that they've lost, especially to Port Adelaide, and I've seen that they can compete with even the best teams in the comp. I've said before that there's the top 2 on their own level, and they are on their own level. But the Dons have shown that they can compete with them, at least keep up with them, even if they lose. So I think they should beat Adelaide, although Adelaide are not to be underestimated clearly because they've done a lot better than we've expected of them. Fremantle, I think, will beat Carlton. So yeah, you just can't really trust Carlton right now, can you? So I'll go with. I've got all favourites. I'll go with Sydney. I'm not sure either team's a favourite in this, to be honest. Sydney by 2 goals. There we go. Right, so I'm confident with Freo. Essendon and Adelaide could go either way, but I'm fairly confident in Essendon because I think they can get the job done at Marvel. Geelong GMHB against North Melbourne. I think I'm very confident in that. Confident in this. This one could be a Saints win, I think, but I'll stick with Melbourne. I trust them a bit more. The Giants I'm confident in. The Lions I'm confident in. Collingwood I think will do it. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get at least 6, guys. I'll get at least 6. Okay, I'll get at least 6, but hopefully more. Okay, and then I pick Sydney for the first game. Good morning, GB. For me, it's 2 a.m. But actually, yeah, that's technically morning for me. Go Hawks, yes indeed. You've tipped every home team except Bulldogs. Interesting. So you tipped St Kilda as well. Interesting. Last year, the Dogs crushed Collingwood by 8 goals at Marvel. And that was the game before the Pies went through that huge win streak. Okay, but this season I predict a little bit different. I feel like Carlton will win. I mean, they have won some games against Freo and Optus specifically. But I'm going to give the edge to Freo this time. But it's mainly because I don't really trust Carlton. Yes, they won last week, but that was Hawthorn, so we can't. I don't think we can say much on that. But yeah, I'm happy the stream health is good because I'm loading 4 videos at the same time right now, and my stream is still not unaffected, so that's good. I did upgrade my internet, so I would expect that. In my comp, let's see where it's going. Tipping goat. Well, right now he's the goat of my comp. Yeah, actually, there's 4 people on 95. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm on 93. I'm only 2 behind the top tippers, okay? Considering I've had a couple bad rounds, that's not too bad. Although I think this shows that I've had a couple very good rounds. And there was one round where I picked like $300 and they all won as well. So that definitely helped. I can't remember what round that was, but I think it was around where Hawthorn played. No, it wasn't. No, it was something else. I can't remember. But, yeah. So far, we got 4 people. First, I don't think he'll stay like that the whole time. I wonder who's bottom, eh? 61. Do you even play? Maybe either he doesn't play, or he just likes to take a lot of risks. And most of them are not paying off. So yeah. Mars McGee in 58th. He talks all the talk. But in the end, his tip's always wrong. Not always. But, yeah. There we go. It would be cool to see what team everyone supported. Like, if they put it on the side here, I think that'd be a cool graphic to do. Rankings. Yeah, someone's on 106, obviously. Because obviously. Hawks will beat GWS. Are you sure? Did you watch us against GWS last time? We bloody choked in the last 2 minutes. And this time playing away, I am not confident at all. I shall tell you that. Okay. Well, the last one was at neutral ground, wasn't it? But still, this one's away. We have beaten the Giants away before. It's just that this Hawthorn team is it's not completely ready, shall we say. We have won some games, but overall, I don't think we'll beat the Giants. But, you know, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. So I wouldn't like it if we beat the Giants because that'd be nice revenge. There are 2 games this season that stand out that we should have won, and that's Giants and Adelaide, and they both happened in a row. we lost both games by a few points, and we lost them both because of our own errors in the last few minutes. So it would be nice to get retribution. I don't think we're playing Adelaide again. Click view tips and you can see everyone's teams. Oh. So a Collingwood fan is first. That makes sense. Dogs fan second. Richmond, Carlton. Oh, you got all the representation here. Jeez, you've got 8 different teams in the top 8. We don't know who this guy supports. But apart from him, you've got 8. That is unique. You got 9 different teams. Wow, 9 different teams in the first 9 teams you see. That's very unique there. Collingwood, Dogs, Richmond, Carlton, Essendon, St Kilda, Hawthorn, West Coast, and Port Adelaide. There's a few Collingwood here. There's North Melbourne for the first time. There's Geelong. We're gonna go all the way down. Let's go all the way down. A couple Essendons. Don't know about Hayden. Oh, 3 Essendons in a row. Not quite Connect 4. Kate is an Everton lover. Maybe that's why she. Maybe because she's a Blues fan, she picked a blue team in the Premier League as well. Maybe that's the decision making. When was the last time Hawks won at Giant Stadium? I can't remember. We beat them away a few years ago, but I think that was at Manuka. I don't think that the other one, not Giant Stadium, the other home ground they have. That was under Clarko, so it's a few years ago. Richmond might just beat the Swans in Melbourne. The Swans are like us, very inconsistent. The truth is the Swans have a good team on their day. Because Richmond the easiest run home. Okay. You just check, but you don't think Hawks have won at Giant Stadium. Yeah, that doesn't fill me with hope. First time everything though. So Richmond have the best run home, but both are not making finals. Yeah, that makes sense. Hawthorn have lost all 7 at Giant Stadium. That's brilliant. That's fantastic, ain't it? We got. I think that's the first Swans fan there, and he's 40th. Even in the tipping, the Swans fans aren't doing well. We got a Gold Coast fan. Damn, there's only like 2 in the world. It's quite rare. We got half of the Gold Coast fan base in my comp. I'm very honoured. And the Geelong fan last. Wow. Carlton, yeah, that makes sense. Carlton, West Coast. That's definitely. I'm trying to work out which Indigenous Guernsey that is. I can't really tell based off that. I can't even click on that apparently. I can, but it's not going anywhere. Is that Carlton? No, I can't. I'm just looking at the blue and I'm thinking Carlton, but I don't know. I'm trying to guess what that is. I feel like I should know what it is, but I don't know. We should do like a quiz like that, guessing the close-up logo or something. Yeah, so there you go. So I'll put on my tips here. 7 out of 9 round 16. We'll see what I get in round 17. After this round, you have Adelaide going up to 5th, Saints 6th, Bulldogs 7th, Geelong 8th, and Essendon out of the 8 in 9th. Giants and Free stay in the same spots, and Sydney move past Gold Coast. After Sydney, Richmond have the Eagles and Hawks. Wow, Richmond! If Richmond can beat Sydney, they could at least put them in with a chance, especially if other teams slip up, which there's a chance of that happening. If Richmond lost to Sydney, that's a bit of a blow, isn't it? So we shall see. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna stream again in a bit, but that's for F1, for the British Grand Prix. But yeah, I've got a holiday approved to Australia next March. Coming for, because I got to write a letter to my boss to get more than 2 weeks off. I'm planning like a big holiday in March. But before that, I'll be coming in September. So, but yeah, by March next year, I'll have come to Australia 3 times in 3 years. And before that, I'd never come to Australia. So, that's quite a crazy statistic. But yeah, I'll be back for F1 in a few minutes. But yeah, thank you for watching, Mr. Cat, Joey, Mason, GB, Mark, Billy, and I think that's everyone, and anyone else who has watched or chatted that I haven't seen. AFL Finals, yeah, I'm coming for Finals week 1. I need to work out to get tickets, because I'm pretty sure when it goes on sale I'll be on the plane to Australia. But the idea is I want to experience at least one Finals game. So I got a flight into Melbourne on the Thursday of the Finals. So ideally, there's a game at the MCG on that day, and hopefully I can go to it. But it depends on the team, depends on how I can get tickets. If it's Collingwood playing at home, then obviously that's very unlikely. But if it means I got to travel interstate to the Gabba or something, then I'll happily do it, as long as it's possible with flights. But yeah, it's just that I want to get at least one ticket to one of the 4 games. So I'm kind of hoping for, a final top 8 where there's a possible game. Because remember last year, like Melbourne-Brisbane would have been definitely possible to get a ticket to in the semi, so you never know. You got Melbourne to Spurs and St Kilda. 4 reais check for the Saints, and Richmond have to play Port in the final round of the Oval. Saints are falling away big time, but that performance at the West Coast was pathetic. Yeah, they almost bloody lost that game. I was so surprised. St Kilda this year have lost to Hawthorn, and they almost lost to West Coast. That would have been the funniest thing if they lost to West Coast as well, my word. I like them as well, but my words. I don't know how people survive supporting them. Like, it must be really painful. Because even when they're good, they're bad. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.